Salute, salute.
Because I am the daughter of Tupac Amaru Shakur. And
so this lady right here claims to be Jada Pinkett Smith daughter, y'all. Says she is the daughter of her and Tupac Shakur, man. Yeah, man. She says that she is the daughter of Jada Pinkett Smith and Tupac, man. You can't make this up. But let's hear what she got to say. Make sure y'all double tapping that screen. Get them likes up.
And my dad's estate is in the state of Georgia. Specifically, his estate is
What's
in
up,
Atlanta.
K-Cell?
And I am an heir. I'm one of an heir. I'm an heir of the Tupac Amaru Shakur estate, which means that my children.
Y'all think she cap or telling the truth?
Are heirs to the Tupac Amaru Shakur estate. And Jada Pinkett Smith keeps trying to link up with people. Willow Smith, that's why India Love, and that's why all y'all is wearing Adidas, because Willow Smith has a partnership with Adidas. And y'all are all trying to unalive me, and y'all are all trying to unalive my children. And when Aubrey did his
what's up, Miss Pooper?
Oh, and I just want to give a shout out to a mother who lost her son. What will Pluto do? So I did it. Thank you for your admission of guilt.
Y'all think she cap or telling the truth?
What if I told y'all that red and yellow make orange?
K-Cell say I'm chilling.
Shut up, Tyler. Would y'all believe it if I told y'all that Tyler, the Creator, who went on the internet and said that grape was
claims
cool,
against Tyler, the Creator,
tried to grape me because Jada Pinkett Smith is my biological mother and she keeps giving people permission to SA me?
Lord.
And I hit him with that knife talk. Would y'all believe?
Do she look like she could be Jada Pinkett Smith and Tupac's daughter, man? Let me know.
And that's why, and I'm going to pivot back to you, gorgeous dog, because every time I see your videos, you look sicker, and you look sicker, and you look sicker, and you look sicker, and you like something is such.
She claims to be Jada Pinkett and Tupac's daughter. Says that her kids are hers, man. She got claims against a lot of people.
The life out of you, and like I told you in your emails, you need to go get tested, because I know you had sex with Esco, thinking that you were going to get him upset, but everybody knows about Esco's status. A lot of y'all have inappropriate pictures.
Said no, she don't. She looks more like Erykah Badu. All right.
Pictures of myself on your phone, because if you want to be on top, you have to go to the Smith compound and you have to pimp a butterfly.
Well, she's making all kind of allegations against Will Smith and them, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Tyler, the Creator. She most definitely says that she's Tupac and Jada Pinkett Smith daughter.
That is the reason why Future and Lord Harvey aren't dating anymore, because this shit sounds crazy, but Jada is crazy. Jada Pinkett Smith is insane, and she just doesn't come. Why don't you want me to be in? Why don't I want to be in your delusional world with you? Because I don't want to, and you can't. And your inability to process rejection is infuriating. Your lack of boundaries, and you want me to accept what you were doing to me, and I never will. You were Jada Pinkett Smith is fucking disgusting.
Wow.
And let me leave y'all with this little nugget. Lori Harvey is responsible for the unaliving of Kim Porter.
Whoa, she said Lori Harvey is responsible for the unaliving of Kim Porter, allegedly. Wow.
Because I am the daughter of Tupac Amaru Shakur.
Did y'all hear that? Wow. You know what I'm saying? She got some claims. She's saying that she is the daughter of Tupac, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, man. Wow. Check this out.
David James just testified that Cassie told him, "I can't get out. This lifestyle is crazy." This is a photo of David James and Diddy promoting Ciroc on Bad Boy's YouTube channel. David James says he recalls that Diddy rented a yacht off of Star Island in Miami to reel in 19-year-old Cassie.
They said this guy right here testified in the Diddy trial.
Every aspect of Cassie's life, including her phone, her apartment, her job,
about what he was doing to Cassie.
Diddy covered her rent, the studio bills, and some cash every month. There was no way for her to leave without destroying her livelihood. He testified that Cassie told him that she had just completed a track list for a fresh new album she'd been working so hard on, and that it
y'all make sure y'all double tapping that screen. Get the likes up.
He had Cassie right where he wanted her, and she was young and moldable. He even mentioned how he said Kim Porter was his queen and Cassie was not on the same level. He testified that when Bad Boy Records called him in to interview for the assistant position, they told him that this is Sean's kingdom and we're here to serve him. Cassie's childhood friend, Carrie Morgan, also testified the same story, that Diddy would dangle the apartment, the car, and the career in exchange for silence. Both witnesses say Cassie would lose everything if she left. The court adjourned in the middle of David James' testimony, and he will be returning to the stand tomorrow. And the prosecution also teased someone named the Punisher, who was an escort ready
which
to
we
spill
already
the dungeon
seen him.
secrets. David James just...
That's crazy, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just to hear some of the things that were said by him, I didn't even know he said all that. But, you know, basically on Cassie's side, saying that Diddy controlled every aspect of her life, man. The reason why I got the Cassie stuff going is because we're going to most definitely be covering her testimony today. You know what I'm saying? Breaking news. If y'all didn't know, I've been saying this the whole time, y'all. I've been telling y'all, you know, that basically Kid Cudi testimony was only hearsay, you know, and I didn't know why they let him testify in the first place, knowing that he had no proof. But check this out. It says Diddy legal team urges judge to dismiss Cudi car bomb allegations, citing lack of evidence. He didn't have no evidence. I said this. You know what I'm saying? Tell me I ain't tell y'all that when we was first listening to it, you know, that I didn't know why they even had him testify in the first place, because it was only hearsay. Now Diddy's legal team is asking for the judge basically to take his testimony off the record for lack of evidence. You know what I'm saying? He had no proof against Diddy, you know, in his allegations that he was making against Diddy. Yeah, I told y'all, it sounded crazy. Like, why they got him even testifying, you know, if he don't have any kind of evidence? All he got is hearsay. Now look what Diddy's legal team done did. You know what I'm saying? They didn't ask for the judge to basically retract Kid Cudi's testimony. I told y'all, man. I'm telling you, man. In court, wording is everything, and proof is everything. You gotta have receipts on the stuff that you are saying. And Kid Cudi only had conversations that he said he had. He didn't even have a call log where he talked to Diddy or none of that. You know what I'm saying? But yes, he is asked. Diddy's legal team is asking for Kid Cudi's testimony to be wiped from the trial. Basically, they need it gone. What's up, everybody? Shout out to everybody in the building. What's up, Ree? What's up, K-Cell? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Belinda. What's up, y'all? We back in here, y'all. You know, the other day I took y'all into the courtroom with the opening statements. Today we're gonna go in the courtroom with Cassie, you know, and what she had to say. Check this out. Diddy and Young Miami.
He was such a good person to me.
I believe Young Miami willingly participated in a lot of freakoffs. That's why you don't see her nowhere in the case.
And that's what people don't understand about like me and Puff relationship. They was just like, you were so loud, and you were part of your brand, and you know, like you just
I don't know.
and it wasn't that, because I think the
T-Rex,
same thing with him. Like,
I said the same thing.
Fall in love with
T-Rex, I said the same thing. I don't know why he was there. I don't know why they let him testify. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense. But as I just showed you, Diddy's team is trying to get his testimony wiped from the record, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? You gotta go outside, man. What is she talking about?
Love with each other. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like, you know, it's just everything that's going on. Like, I don't want to get caught up in that. And I just need a moment to just pour into me.
Already, Ree. I see you pulled up on time.
I'm not.
Y'all continue to double tap that screen. Get the likes up.
I think that
we about to head into the courtroom,
because I just feel like, you know, Puff was a...
Plus, we got Gene Deal and Choppa, man. You know, as well as Sarah. We got a couple of bad boy people that came out and basically spoke out against Diddy. We gonna check that out too.
Really, really good person to me. I feel like he came and he helped me, and you know, he elevated me. And
Young Miami right here saying Diddy elevated her.
And I feel like that's like one of his specialties. Like, he know how to like find people and, you know, identify their talent, and he was able to see more than music in me. And I felt like he brought out another side of me. Like he brought out like my jitsu side, like my woman side. Like it was like a lot of things that I didn't see in me that he brought out of me. You are icon.
Said
You
Diddy
a
brought out
motherfucking
another
mogul.
side of him. I
You know
bet
what
he
I'm saying?
did.
Like put God first. Make sure you keep God with everything that you do. When all of these things came out, I just needed to take a break and focus on what's important. It was just me and my career and my family. And he was such a good person to me. And that's what people don't understand about like me and Puff relationship. They was just like, you were so loud. And you a part of your brand. And
y'all make sure y'all double tapping that screen. Get the
you
likes
just
up.
thought that you had something and it wasn't that, because I think the same thing with him. Like he didn't expect to fall in love with me, because we did end up falling in love with each other. And I just feel like, it's just everything that's going on. Like I don't want to get caught up in that. And I just need a moment to just pour into me.
What is that? What is that? Lord have mercy, man. I don't know how people do it, man. What is that? No.
I said I was gonna tell my truth. I think that it really, really, really hurt me, because I just feel like, Puff was a really, really good person to me. I feel like he came and he helped me, and he elevated me. And
y'all make sure y'all double tapping that screen. Y'all get the likes up. Click those three dots, hit the thumbs up.
Find people and, identify their talent. And he was able to see more than music in me. And I felt like he brought out another side of me. Like he brought out like my jitsu side. Like, my woman side. Like it was like a lot of things that I didn't see in me that he brought out of me. You an icon. You a motherfucking mogul.
I bet.
You know what I'm saying? Like put God first. Make sure you keep God with everything that you do. When all these things came out, I just needed to take a break and focus on what's important.
Now, when all these things came out, you needed to step away, and get away from Diddy, because your name came up in it for smuggling that pink Tootsie. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real, young Miami.
In my family. And he was such a good person to me. And
enough of her. We already watched some of her. Let's get to these other ones. Make sure y'all getting them likes up, man, so we can start the show, man. Let's get the likes up so we can start the show. All right, let's go over here to Gene Deal.
The government is about to take everything. People don't understand
Gene Deal believes that the government is about to take everything from Diddy, man, as a result of this trial. What y'all think?
And they don't understand the racketeering and the criminal enterprise, all that set up to take.
Let's go, Miss Kim, being a member for the last 7 months. Man, y'all make sure y'all double tapping that screen. Get the likes up. Shout out to you, Miss Kim.
Everything that he's gained, everything that he owns. So what they're doing is now they're putting it together, the racketeering part of it, because now they're using Comb Global and Bad Boy Entertainment. They saying that's one and the same. You know what I'm saying? And when they do that, bruh, and they find that that's racketeering, that he used people in his company, to do all these sexual acts, deeds and stuff like that, paying the prostitutes and everything like that. And they prove that, which they doing a hell of a job, a great job in proving that.
Gene Deal believes they're doing a great job in proving that Diddy paid the workers, y'all. The ex-workers. Diddy going to walk, Gene Deal. That's what Belinda says.
The government is about to take everything. People don't understand the RICO, and they don't understand the racketeering and the criminal enterprise, all that set up to take everything that he's gained, everything that he owns. So what they're doing is now
we need more likes. Double tap that screen, y'all. Click those 3 dots. Get the likes all the way up. We need more likes, man. What are we doing? We 140 deep and only got 27 likes. Let's get the likes up.
Putting it together, the racketeering part of it, because now they're using Comb Global and Bad Boy Entertainment. They saying that's one and the same. You know what I'm saying? And when they do that, bruh, and they find that that's racketeering, that he used people people in his company, you know, to do all these sexual acts, deeds and stuff like that, paying the prostitutes and everything like that. And
do y'all agree
they
with
proved
Gene,
that, which
y'all?
they doing a hell of a job, a great job in proving that. The government is about to take everything. People don't understand.
He said they about to take everything. Shout out to everybody entering the building. What's up, Michael? Make sure y'all double tapping that screen. Get the likes up. What's up, Miss Fat? Shout out to you, Belinda. You don't agree with Gene? You don't think they gonna take everything? I hear you out there. I hear you, man. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. It is crazy, man. There's a lot going on within the Diddy trial, man. You know what I'm saying? They say this is what, since you think Diddy's getting out, they say this is what Diddy gonna be doing when they free him.
I'm still standing taller than I ever been, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing.
They say this is what Diddy gonna be doing when he get out.
Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing. I'm still standing taller than
Lord have mercy.
looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing.
They say that's what Diddy gonna be doing when they free that man. If he gets free, it's a chance he may not, though. You know what I'm saying? Double tap that screen, y'all. Get the likes up. We should be at least 50, man. What are we doing? Y'all just sitting there twiddling your thumbs. I need y'all to double tap that screen. Get the likes up. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the likes up. Click the 3 dots. Hit the like button, man. Hit the thumbs up for your boy, man. We in here. You know what I'm saying? We most definitely in here. Let's go.
You know, in order for us to move on, we need to address the last time we was in the same room with each other.
I felt that you crossed the line in how you addressed me. It was not correct. It wasn't right. I've never disrespected you.
You crossed the line as far as me being the boss of this. I ain't never had no problem with you. I ain't never bossed you around in no way.
You're right. You're the boss. I've never questioned
Did he say he ain't never bossed her around in no way?
that. I would never question that. I've worked for you for years. So obviously there was a disconnect.
Where's she at in the trial?
That maybe both of us just have to agree to disagree. I'm here to do a job. If you want me to finish that job, then I'm going to finish it.
What's up, Rena?
So did you miss me when you was away from me? Huh? Did you miss me? Huh? Huh?
No.
Lord have mercy, y'all. What's up,
You
Harvey?
missed me a little bit.
No,
Y'all get them likes up. Double tap that screen.
Did you miss me?
Sometimes.
Check this out. We missed you. You know what I'm saying? You one of the best in the game. And, you know, we all artists. We ain't always got
Diddy need her in this trial. She says that he's never bossed her
to
around.
agree, you know what I'm saying? But,
You're awesome. Like my second wife.
okay, yeah. Yeah.
Talking
And
about
I
how
know,
awesome
I was
he
definitely
is.
hurt by your reaction.
Yeah, but this is not I'm always there, no matter what.
And it goes both ways.
No, I know.
That was our first problem we've ever had in history. At the end of the day, it was a bad day. But I think our friendship and our love for each other is like, you know, outweighs all that.
Absolutely.
And we get back to the work because, you know, I love your energy no matter how crazy you are. And hopefully you love my energy no matter how crazy I am. Like, we both crazy artists and we should be able to be that around.
ESG said he needs to stop lying. Puff was doing that shawty bad. Let's go. Make sure y'all subscribing to the channel if you new. Most definitely double tap on that screen, man. Get the lights up. We're about to go in the courtroom.
On each other, but at the same time, know where the lines are drawn at. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Just don't curse out the general then.
I didn't curse you out. You cursed me out first. But it's okay. We're going to agree to disagree.
Crazy, ain't it, y'all? You know what I'm saying? To take a look back at that boy Diddy, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the likes up so we can get in the courtroom. We need 100. We need 50 more people to double tap that screen, y'all. Get the likes up.
Let me be very clear on Kim's passing.
All right, so right here we got Kim Porter's best friend, y'all. It says Kim Porter's best friend discredit Al B. Sure. Press tour, story on Kim Porter. Basically saying that Al B. Sure is a liar, y'all. Saying that he is a liar.
That nobody but her closest friends and our children were there. I was in
What's
London.
up, Tina?
My daughter was actually taking care of her every day. She was sick. One of our best friends was there, and the week before, all of our closest friends were there, and one was flying back. I spoke to her 10 hours before. I spoke to her every day. I lived in that house. For someone to speak to a friend group and as her family, who lost her mother 4 years before, and we were all there. To speak
What's
so
up, Puerto
recklessly
Rican?
on stuff that you know nothing about. You saw that woman 2 months before for an hour. You were not friends. You did not have a discussion. Is wrong. Is wrong to her children, wrong to her family. Her father is still alive.
She says that Al B. Sure is all cap, guys.
Wrong to us, her friends who have been there and were there taking care of her. No one expected this, not her. My conversation, I hung up. It was fine. We said, I love you. We spoke for an hour for things. And then I get a call from my daughter a few hours later. And unfortunately, the worst happened to us. But for the world to take
What's
on
up,
this
Miss D?
narrative and this craziness, what is the benefit for Sean to not have the mother of his kids? There is no benefit. That is not.
A lot of people feel like Diddy has something to do with the demise of Kim Porter. Her best friend says that is not true.
You know, she was not writing a book.
Well, says she was not writing a book.
Not Kim's mental state about anything. And to be reckless and to talk about things that you don't know that we have been able to keep private for 7 years for us as a whole, that's our business. She was our friend. That was somebody's daughter. That's somebody's granddaughter. That her grandmother just passed. Like, and her children, she had kids who knew she was not well. So that's just, you know, I get very upset because I don't understand how people can just talk about something they have no idea about anything. None.
Says Al B. Sure has no idea about nothing he's talking about. Double tap that screen, y'all. Get the likes up. This is Kim Porter's best friend.
None.
We are about out of time. I'm just curious because, wow, there is so much on your plate that, you know, like you said, you've known Diddy for 30 years. You have Kim's passing, who was so close, somebody so close.
Let me be very clear on Kim's passing.
Velvet said that Kim had been writing stuff down. I hear you, but they saying she wasn't working on a book.
But her closest friends and our children were there. I was in London. My daughter was actually taking care of her every day. She was sick. One of our best friends was there, and the week before, all of our closest friends were there, and one was flying back. I spoke to her 10 hours before. I spoke to her every day. I lived in that house. For someone to speak so reckless about something that we have as a friend group and as her family who lost her mother 4 years before, and we were all there. To speak so.
Mark says everybody knows about Kim's passing except the feds. Okay.
Recklessly on stuff that you know nothing about. You saw that woman 2 months before for an hour. You were not friends. You did not have a discussion. Is wrong. Is wrong to her children, wrong to her family. Her father is still alive.
She's talking about Al B. Sure, guys.
Us, her friends who have been there and were there taking care of her.
Click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. We need more likes. We almost there, man. We need 100. We need 30 more likes, man. 30 more, y'all. Click those 3 dots. Hit that thumbs up. We almost there. What's up, Benny, baby? Yeah, man. I see everybody got opinions down there, man. Most definitely get them likes up for your boy if you do not mind, man. We 25 minutes in. We still in the pregame. We got to go to the courtroom. We got to get what Gene Deal got to say. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot to get to. Hurry up and get the likes up.
No one expected this, not her. My conversation, I hung up. It was fine. We said, I love you. We spoke for an hour for things. And then I get a call from my daughter a few hours later. And unfortunately, the worst.
Rena says that Kamora Simmons was her best friend as well. And she'll tell a different story. Okay.
Happened to us. But for the world to take on this narrative and this craziness, what is the benefit for Sean to not have the mother of his kids? There is no benefit. That does not, she was not writing a book. That was not Kim's mental state about anything. And to be reckless and to talk about things that you don't know that we have been able to keep private for 7 years for us as a whole, that's our business. She was our friend. That was somebody's daughter. That's somebody's granddaughter. That her grandmother just passed. And her children, she had kids who knew she was not well. So that's
what's up, Tate?
I get very upset because I don't understand.
We need 10 more likes, guys. 10 more likes.
Something they have no idea about anything. None.
We are about out of time.
That's crazy, huh, y'all? Her best friend says that Al B. Sure is basically, Kim Porter's best friend says that Al B. Sure is basically clout chasing, guys, basically. We also got this guy to get to as well.
Be honest with you, from the Bad Boy South situation, I signed a $500,000
Old Choppa, y'all remember him? We need 9 more likes, guys.
190 of that left me with practically at least 300 and some thousand.
We got his take on it all as well.
I wasn't trying to be on the road with him.
That's one of the making the band. We also got Sam.
Because no one from outside of New Orleans understood the detrimental situation that has occurred to us. I didn't even understand it. You dig? I'm not used to a Category 5 hurricane. I didn't understand the detrimental situation that was going to occur, and he didn't either.
Harlem said Cassie needs to tell the world what happened to Kim.
So I could understand why he probably was like, get back on the road. You dig? But I couldn't get back on the road. So I gave most of all my money to my family. After I asked this man, say, bro, you owe me another $500,000. I signed $1 million deal. Give me the other $500,000 or at least a portion of that so I can make sure my people straight to get out of the city and I can be straight to be able to get back on the road. And it's only going to take me
4 more likes, guys. Double tap that screen. We almost there.
At the end of the day, Kim. Period.
He say forget Diddy.
The disappointment was also my disappointment.
Choppa say forget Diddy. He didn't want to help him out when he needed it the most. He said F Diddy.
You heard me? So if it's
3 more likes, guys. 3 more likes.
You heard me? That's kind of what that was. To be honest with you, from the Bad Boy South situation, I signed a $500,000. All
right, man. We need 3 more likes, man. Double tap that screen, man. We needed to say 100 points on the board, man. Shout out to everybody that's double tapping that screen. Make sure you subscribing to the channel if you are new, man. We on the road to 30K. We at like 26.2. We need all the subscribers we can get. So subscribe, man. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button. Let's most definitely take it inside the courtroom, man. AI gives us a look at Cassie's testimony from within the courtroom, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know this is a series we've been keeping up with, so let's most definitely take it to part 1 of Cassie's testimony, y'all. Continue to double tap that screen and subscribe if you are new. Let's go.
All right.
That's Cassie walking in.
Good morning, Miss Ventura.
Good morning.
Just so you know, you can drink that water that's on the stand.
Oh, thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 38 years old.
What is your occupation?
I'm a musician, an entertainer.
Ms. Gavin, could you please publish...
Hold on real quick. I got to turn this music down. Give me a second to turn this music down. Hold on.
Published government
All right, we
exhibit
back.
2A101 in evidence for all the parties in the courtroom. Ms. Ventura, who is depicted in government's exhibit 2A101?
Sean Combs.
So this is an AI look inside the courtroom, y'all. This is Cassie's testimony based off the transcripts. What's up, Gigi? You know what I'm saying? I know we have been hearing a lot about this, but we haven't been able to get inside the courtroom, man. Thanks to AI, they take us inside the courtroom. We hear everything as it was spoken, y'all. Here y'all go.
How do you know Sean Combs?
We were in a relationship for a little over 11 years.
If I refer to Sean Combs as Sean today, will you know what I'm talking about?
Grandpa Diddy.
Yes.
You said you were in a relationship with Sean for a little over a decade. During that period, were you together consistently, or were there breaks during the relationship?
There were breaks.
During that same time, were there times where you got along well with Sean?
Yes.
Were there times where you did not?
Yes.
Were there times when you had arguments with Sean?
Yes.
Without getting into the subject matter of those arguments, can you describe what arguments with Sean were like?
If they were violent arguments, it would usually result in some sort of physical
We are
abuse.
inside the courtroom, guys. Double
Dragging
tap
and
that
just
screen.
Different things of that.
They never show Cassie's face. They just show her belly, showing that she is most definitely pregnant, guys.
Sure.
When you say physical abuse, can you tell me what types of things that Sean did that hurt you physically?
I mean, he would mash me in my head, knock me over, drag me, kick me, stomp me in the head if I was down.
How frequently was Sean physical with you during your relationship?
Too frequently.
Were you ever injured as a result of these incidents?
Yes.
What kind of injuries did you have as a result of Sean being physical with you?
Usually pretty similar. I would get knots in
What's
my
up,
forehead,
AJ?
busted lips, swollen lips, black eyes. The whites of my eyes would be red. Bruises all
Ooh,
over.
she said she would get busted lips. The white of her eyes would be red. Oh my goodness, this sounds traumatic, man. This is Cassie Ventura account of what it was like being with Diddy, guys. The abuse and everything she went through. All right, we got a poll posted in the chat. Make sure you vote. Do you think Diddy will walk?
Over my body. Just
Yes or
depending.
no?
Okay, Ms. Gavin, could you please pull up and publish for the courtroom government exhibit 10C103 at 33 seconds? Ms. Ventura, directing your attention to the screen in front of you, do you recognize who's depicted
What's
in
up,
that still
Antonio?
image?
Yes, that's me and Sean.
Do you recognize the location recorded in this still image?
Yes, that's the Intercontinental Century City.
What were you and Sean doing at the Intercontinental Century City at the time of this image was captured?
We were having an encounter that we call a freak-off, and I was leaving there.
We're going to get back to that specific incident later
Well,
on.
AI is amazing, man, how they got everybody looking real in this courtroom. Almost look like a video game.
You just mentioned the word freak-off. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Who introduced you to the term freak-off?
K-Way, this is not a movie, dog. This is an AI look inside the courtroom based off the Diddy transcripts of each testimony and what every person inside the courtroom had to say, man. It is most definitely not a movie. We are inside the courtroom. Double tap that screen, man. Thanks to AI.
Sean did.
And how did you learn what a freak-off was?
Within the first year of our relationship, Sean proposed to me this idea, this sexual encounter that he called voyeurism, where he would watch me have intercourse and sexual activity with a third party, specifically another man.
And how did the term freak-off come about?
I honestly don't remember exactly how it came about.
Can you describe for the jury, when you say the term freak-off, what that entails?
It basically entails the hiring of an escort and setting up this experience so that I could perform for Sean.
And what did the performance involve at a high level?
The performance I'm sorry. It just involved watching Sean being able to watch me with the other person and actually.
Y'all make sure y'all voting on that poll at the bottom of the chat, man. We got 75 votes, 287 people. Do you think Diddy will walk? Yes or no? Vote on the poll.
Direct us on what we were doing sexually.
And when you say the other person, who are you referring to?
The third party, the escort or dancer that would be hired.
Who was in charge of all the aspects of the freakoffs you mentioned? The hiring, the setup, etc.?
Eventually, it became a job for me, pretty much. To where I knew that if that is something that he wanted to do, I had the contacts to set it up and get a hotel room and all of that. But in the beginning, Sean set it up.
Continue to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribing to the channel, man. I hate to put it on subscribers only mode where you have to wait 5 minutes once you subscribe to be able to talk. So go ahead and, type. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel, double tap that screen, man. Get the likes up.
He was in charge.
And after it became your job, how did you know what to do?
He would tell me.
When Sean first proposed freakoffs, what was your reaction?
Mark says Cassie admitted she had the contacts. Let's go.
Oh, I just remember like my stomach falling to my butt, like just the nervousness and the confusion in that moment. I think I was 22 at the time. I had just turned 22. I didn't have a concept of how that would be a turn on. But I also felt a sense of responsibility with him sharing something like that with me. So yeah, I was confused, nervous, but also loved him very much and wanted to make him happy. So yeah.
Did you agree to try a freak-off when Sean first proposed one?
I did.
After that, were there more freak-offs?
Yes, there were.
How, if at all, did your willingness to engage in freak-offs with Sean change over time?
I mean, pretty quickly over time. I knew that it wasn't something that I wanted to be doing, especially as
This is Cassie Ventura's testimony, y'all, from inside the courtroom.
Regularly as it became. But again, I was just in love and wanted to make him happy.
Well, despite not wanting to...
Now remember, she said she was in love and just wanted to make Diddy happy. She didn't say I was forced. He said he was going to beat me up if I didn't do what he wanted me to do. No, she says I was just in love and wanted to make him happy. Does that show force?
Freak-offs. Did you continue to engage in freak-offs with Sean?
I did.
And why did you continue to engage in freak-offs with Sean?
He would ask me. He would bring it up at random times, and I think to a point, I just didn't feel like I had much of a choice. I didn't really know what a no would be or what no could turn into.
I didn't know what...
didn't know what no...
Yeah, see, that's a point. I didn't know what no would mean or what it would turn into. Wow, they reading exactly what it says in the paperwork. Absolutely, Harlem. This is from the transcripts, man. You know what I'm saying? You getting an inside look at how it went. But she basically said she didn't know what no would mean, if he would do something or not. But once again, that still doesn't say that he forced her to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Miss Fat says no, she playing victim. Harlem says she loved her abuser. Mark says not feeling like having a choice and not having a choice are two different things. Let's go.
Turn into? What do you mean by that?
Making him angry. Very honestly, also making him uncomfortable that I knew this thing and that I no longer wanted to do it. Can you repeat the question?
But a pecan Rican says Stockholm Syndrome.
You said that you didn't know what no could turn into, and I asked you if you could explain what you meant by that phrase.
Ultimately, at that point, Sean controlled a lot of my life, whether it was my career, the way I dressed, like everything. And I just didn't feel like I had much say in it at the time being, like, really.
Shout out to my guy Mark for that $2, man. Appreciate you, big dog. He says, please match my donation to support the show. Let's go, my G. Appreciate you. Thank you, dog. Anything beats a blank, dog. I wouldn't care if it wasn't but 99 cents, man. Thank you for showing support to the channel. Let's go.
He's super young, naive, total people pleaser. Yeah, I didn't know if he would be upset enough to be violent or if he would write me off and just not want to be
All
with me
right,
at all.
back, Mark, for the
What,
cash
if
out.
anything,
Shout
were
out
you
to
afraid
you.
would happen if you said no to a freak-off?
Boy,
Well-
look at Paw Diddy, man. He look like, oh my goodness, boy. This A off the chain, that look just like Diddy. Look at his hair, y'all. Look how he look, boy. They done stressed Diddy out. His age is most definitely showing.
Over time, it turned into the fact that there were actually blackmail materials to basically make me feel like if I didn't do it, that it would be hung over my head in that way, or that these things would become public. I experienced violence with him before that. The abuse started before that, so obviously in the back of my mind.
And Ms. Ventura, when you say that the blackmail materials would be hung over your head, what, if anything, were you afraid Mr. Combs, Sean, would do with the blackmail materials?
Release them. Put them out on the internet. He had many resources to do that, so...
And you mentioned that at this point, violence had started. What, if anything, were you afraid would happen physically if you refused to do a freak-off?
I mean, it was always in the back of my mind that I would somehow be hurt by him, but it's...
Diane said, you haven't heard enough yet? Y'all still think she innocent? Let's go. Double tap that screen. Most definitely get those likes up, guys. Belinda, shout out to you for that 5-piece. She said, keep up the good work, my hair. Man, you know what it is.
Sean's a really polarizing person. Also very charming.
Paul said
so
Stockholm
it's hard to be able
Syndrome.
to decide in that moment, like, what you need when he's telling you what he wants. I just didn't know. I just didn't know what would happen.
Ms. Ventura, just to clarify one thing you said you called something blackmail materials. What were you referring to?
Referring to actual videos and photos of the sexual encounters, the escort.
To be clear, that's the freak-offs you mentioned earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
Shout out to Miss Kim for that 5-piece. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miss Kim.
And who was depicted in those videos and photos with the escorts?
Me, Sean in some of the videos, yeah.
Okay, we're going to get back to this, but first, I would like to direct your attention to approximately December 2023. What, if any, items did you provide to the government?
I gave them broken laptops, iPads, phones, things that no longer worked, but I kept because I didn't know what was on them.
Now remember, Diddy said that the only evidence they got of any kind of freak-offs is from Cassie. They didn't get any kind of freak-off tapes from him out of the homes that they raided. None of that. The only freak-off evidence came from Cassie, and he said she kept them as souvenirs. Let's go.
And what was the approximate time period that these broken electronic devices were from?
It was around the time period of being in a relationship with Sean.
Your Honor, may I...
Tamika says time flies when you're surrounded by narcotics and money. Let's go, Tamika. Man, y'all make sure y'all subscribing to the channel if you new.
Coach the witness?
You may.
Oh,
Ms.
they gave
Ventura,
us some
I
kind of
handed you with the
iPad or
mark for
something.
identification as GXB. Do you recognize that I've handed you?
Yes,
Have you reviewed the contents of that drive?
I have.
At a high level, what's on that drive?
Different communications and documents pertaining to this trial.
Are those communications and documents from this electronic devices we just discussed?
Can we get 200 on the like, y'all? Y'all click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. What's up, AJ? Tell them, man. Y'all make sure y'all voting on that poll. Double tap that screen. Get the likes up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are inside the courtroom. This is Cassie's testimony based off the transcripts from court.
Yes.
And did you also review photographs that are contained on that drive?
Yes.
Are those photographs also from the electronic devices we just discussed?
Yes.
And how do you know that the drive I just handed you is the drive that you reviewed before this trial?
Because my initials are on here.
Did you initial the drive after you reviewed it?
I did.
Your Honor, at this time, the government is going to offer some of the materials on that drive. We would offer the exhibits B101 through B112, B201 through B209, B301 through B13, B15 and B16, I'm sorry, B315
What's up,
through
Lanice?
B20, B400A through B402, B500A through B503, and B600A through B608, and all subdivisions thereof.
What's
Any
up, Betty?
objection?
Subject to connection, no objection.
All right, they will be admitted.
Miss Gavin, can you please pull what's up in evidence as government exhibit B105? Okay, Miss Gavin, could you please pull up and publish for the courtroom government exhibit 10C103 at 33 seconds? Miss Ventura, what's depicted in government exhibit B104?
What's up,
That is Terry
Shantae?
Morgan, Alize, Rashi, Sean, and myself. And we're on the outside.
Y'all make sure y'all share the live out, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna check how many subscribers we got. If we ain't got no new subscribers, I'm finna lock it down. You won't be able to type unless you subscribe to the channel, man. Let's get to subscribing to the channel, man.
Audio in his room in Las Vegas on that trip.
When you say that trip, which trip to Las Vegas are you referring to?
21st birthday at the VMAs.
When you say at the VMAs, can you explain what you meant of the VMAs?
That was the event that was going on that weekend, the MTV Video Music Awards.
And what, if anything, happened between you and Sean while you were in Las Vegas
What's
for your
up,
21st
Nat?
birthday?
A lot of different things happened, but he kissed me in the bathroom of in the bathroom of this actual suite pretty early in the morning. We'd been up, all of us, pretty late.
What was your reaction to Sean kissing you in the bathroom?
I think I was just really confused at the time. Again, young, new artist, just didn't really know the lay of the land when it came to things like that. So in my confusion, just kind of cried and ran out.
When you say you were a new artist who did not know the lay of the land, what did you mean by that?
I just wasn't familiar with having an executive or anybody pay attention to me in that way and be forward at that point.
All right, AJ.
I just didn't really understand it. I was pretty naive, I would say.
When you say that way, can you clarify what you meant by that way?
In a more than friends way, in a sexual way, romantic way.
And at this time, at your 21st birthday, what was your professional relationship with Sean again?
I was signed to his label.
And what happened after Sean kissed you in the bathroom?
I just remember running out and headed back to my hotel. I think I told Carrie about it at the time, but I didn't really share it with anyone.
Did you want Sean to kiss you at your 21st birthday?
No, not at my 21st birthday.
Tina said she was 19 years old. She's talking about 21 years old. Okay.
After your 21st birthday in Las Vegas, how, if at all, was your relationship with Sean different?
When we got back to New York, I would just visit with him. He would invite me over to his hotel. I think his apartment at the time was getting renovated, so I went to see him a handful of times.
Which hotel did you go to see Sean at?
The Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle is the one that I remember specifically.
At the same time after your 21st birthday, what, if anything, were you doing with your music career?
I was trying just to continue to go to the next album, continue recording, come up with a concept.
Were you recording another album at the time?
Yes.
What influence, if any, did Sean have on your music career at this time?
At this time, I mean, he called most of the shots, well, all of the shots. If I had a new record, I would have come to play it for him. He chose what was next for me, basically.
Most definitely get those likes up and subscribe to the channel if you new, man. The likes ain't moving, man. You know what I'm saying? I tell you what, if the likes ain't move by 105, man, I'm locking down the box. It's gonna be on subscriber only mode. So you're gonna have to subscribe to the channel for at least 5 minutes to be able to type, man. I'm giving y'all grace. All you gotta do is double tap that screen or click the 3 dots, hit the thumbs up. You know, I'm most definitely being fair with everybody, but hey, man, I won't hesitate to lock it down. You won't be typing if you're not subscribed to the channel, man.
Before we talk about the hotel, what is the age difference, if any, between you and Sean?
17 years.
And when Sean invited you to the hotel after your 21st birthday, what was your reaction to that invitation?
I'm sorry, can you ask that question again?
Of course. You testified earlier that after your 21st birthday, Sean invited you to hang out with him at hotels in New York. Is that right?
Yes.
How did you feel when Sean invited you to these hotels?
I mean, initially, a bit of nervousness. And then just being a young artist, like excitement, of course, like, okay, we're going to get to talk about music, or we're going to get to talk about what's next. Yeah, I think it's a lot in the time period that's kind of hazy because it was a while ago, but just nervous excitement.
At the meetings in the hotel rooms, what, if anything, did you two talk about music?
Talked about upcoming projects or the actual next album and other things. We started to develop a more comfortable relationship with each other.
And what else, if anything, happened at those meetings at the hotels?
I remember being introduced to the idea of oral sex. It wasn't something
Lord
that I
have
really understood or did at that point. And
this is for
basically
educational
taught me how.
purposes only, and we most definitely exercise the Fair Use Right Act of 1976, man. You know what I'm saying? Lord have mercy. Y'all believe in Cassie so far? Is she a victim or a willing participant? You know what I'm saying? What y'all think?
Basically taught you how? Who is the he in that sentence?
Sean.
When you say you were introduced to oral sex, who introduced you?
Sean.
How did he introduce you to oral sex?
He gave me oral sex.
Did you reciprocate the oral sex?
The Quan say, I'll say both.
I did not. I went home and I heard about it from him.
When you say you heard about it from him, can you tell me more about that?
He just kind of made me feel crazy for not reciprocating. At the time, just didn't understand that kind of sexual relationship. I was also still in a relationship with someone else.
When you say you didn't understand that kind of a sexual relationship, can you tell me more about what you mean by that?
I was just so young. I didn't have even the vocabulary for some of the things we talked about. Like, I was just trying to understand it, just completely.
All right, we got more votes than we got likes. We got 220 votes. You know what I'm saying? Only got 164 likes. Double tap that screen, y'all. Get the likes up. Make the likes match the poll. What are we doing? Double tap that screen or click those three dots. Hit that thumbs up. Get the likes up.
Actually inexperienced at that point.
And around the same time, in addition to performing oral sex on you, were there ever any occasions where you performed oral sex on Sean?
Later on, yeah.
What was your reaction to the hotel room visits with Sean?
I think it was the nervous excitement that I say. It also just made me feel sneaky. I didn't know, I was curious, but of course ended up there and wanted to be like around him. So that was just kind of, it was like, okay, I'm here. Leaving, it was just always confusing because I didn't really know what I felt. I felt like I don't know that I knew that I was making decisions for myself or not. I feel like it was just like, here I am. I don't know how to explain that.
You said you wanted to be around him. Why did you want to be around Sean?
I wanted to be around Sean for the same reasons as like everyone else at the time. It's just this exciting, entertaining, fun guy. I had also happened to have my career in his hands. But yeah, just wanted to spend time. It felt special because not a lot of people got that kind of time with him.
Around that same time, did you also take a trip?
She said she just wanted to spend time with him. She felt special. You know what I'm saying? She's all right. Just saying, what y'all thinking so far?
To meet Sean in Miami?
I did.
What were the circumstances of meeting Sean in Miami?
The circumstances were that I didn't have a party to host in Miami, but wanted to spend that weekend together. And so came up with a flyer that said I was hosting a party at a club in the beach area, Miami Beach area.
When you talk about hosting a party, can you explain to the jury what you meant by that?
Yeah. As an artist, to make extra money, sometimes you're asked to host events at different clubs, sometimes to perform. And that would have fallen in line with me going to a club and making money for just showing up.
And you mentioned a flyer. Who made that flyer?
I don't know exactly who made the flyer, but somebody that we knew that could create it.
Did you make the flyer?
I did not make that flyer, no.
Was the flyer advertising an actual club hosting for you?
No.
Besides yourself and Sean, who else was in Miami with you?
I was there with Carrie Morgan, and Dallas Austin later met us down there.
Who is Dallas Austin?
He's a producer, musician, and friend.
Carrie Morgan is the individual in the photograph we saw earlier?
Yes.
What, if anything, did you and Sean do together on this trip?
Together, this trip was the first time we had sexual intercourse with each other. He rented a boat. I was the first to get there. We just spent some time together, and yeah.
And you testified earlier that
Puerto
at
Rican
some point
said she
after
was
the hotel
groomed.
visits, you had given Sean oral sex. Do you remember that?
Uh-huh.
Was that prior to Miami?
I don't think so. I think it happened there. I'm pretty sure. Everything kind of happened that weekend.
Prior to having sex on that boat, what were you doing on the boat?
Just riding on the boat.
What, if any, alcohol were you drinking?
Drinking wine during the day, and then later that night started to take drugs.
What drugs did you take?
On that trip, it was ecstasy. It was a...
And one thing about the narcotics, y'all, he didn't force her to take the narcotics. She would hit Diddy up asking for them, y'all, wanting them. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal. You know, they saying he forcing people to do stuff against their will. But then at the end of the day, Cassie was asking for freakoffs and drugs.
A blue dolphin ecstasy pill.
Can you explain what you mean by a blue dolphin ecstasy pill?
Ecstasy used to, I don't know how it is now, but came as a pressed pill with a little symbol on it, so these had dolphins.
Who gave you the ecstasy that you took on the boat in Miami?
Sean did.
Prior to this Miami trip, had you taken ecstasy before?
No.
Let's go, Lenise.
Had you ever taken ecstasy unintentionally before?
Yes.
What's up, Poochie?
What happened at that time?
I was just out of it with friends laughing, didn't know what it was until a little bit later.
And when you say you had unintentionally taken ecstasy, how did you unintentionally take it?
I took it out of someone else's Gatorade bottle, just drinking Gatorade, but it had drugs in it, but didn't know.
This was before Miami?
This was before
She said, now, there go the drugging situation. She said that she drunk out of somebody else's Gatorade bottle, and that's how she was introduced, I guess, to the to what she was taking, y'all. We need 25 more likes. Double tap that screen, y'all. Let's get the likes to 200. You know what I'm saying? It's 104. I'ma lock the box down if we can't get the likes up.
Miami, yeah.
Prior to hanging out with Sean Moore, what, if any, drugs did you use?
I smoked marijuana and I drink wine, and yeah.
On this Miami trip, when you took ecstasy intentionally for the first time, how did it make you feel?
It's totally euphoric. It's an experience of something called ruling, where you're just really in that high. So you're super high. You're sensitive to touch. You're just sensitive to all your different senses.
Ms. Gavin, could you please pull up and publish what's in evidence as government exhibit B107 and B108 side by side? Ms. Ventura, starting with the photograph on the left, B107, do you recognize who is depicted in that photo?
Yes, that's me and Sean on the boat in Miami.
And is this the boat you just described being on?
Yes.
And turning to the next
photograph,
photograph, B108, do you recognize who's depicted in that exhibit?
Yes, that's Sean and me sitting down, same boat.
Ms. Gavin, you can take those exhibits down now. After the Miami trip, what was the
We need 10 more likes, man. 10 more likes. We'll be at 200. 10 more people. Double tap that screen. Get the likes up.
Status of your relationship with Sean?
I would say we were just together.
It's 105. I said that I was going to lock the box down. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't get the likes up, I like to be a man of my word. We need to double tap that screen. Get those likes up past 200. We've been in here for a whole minute, you know, with more than 200 people. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Double tap that screen. You can do it. I got faith in you. I don't want to lock you out where you can't type. But if you don't get to hit that like button, that's what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the likes up. Drugs is international waters. Okay. All right. What's up, Sexy Black? This the longest freak off was 4 days. I'm sure no one can do that sober. Bet she had ice on deck. Man, she had a lot of stuff on deck. But let's continue. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button. Continue to get those likes up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We inside the courtroom. We listening to the first half of Cassie's testimony.
We spent a lot of time with each other after that. Now, I know in hindsight, but I had become like one of his girlfriends after that trip.
When you say you knew in hindsight, what did you know in hindsight?
That Sean Combs had many girlfriends.
At the time, what did you know?
At the time, I didn't know. Can't say naive enough. I knew that we were spending a lot of time together one-on-one and really felt, like we were in a monogamous relationship for a period.
After the Miami trip, was it public that you were dating Sean?
No, not for many years after that.
Why was it not public for many years?
It was always just a discussion of me being his artist and not wanting it to look bad. But I also know it was because of his family and his children and other things, personal things for him.
What are those other personal things, if you know?
His family, it was always something I understood.
Around the same time, who, if anyone, was publicly linked to Sean romantically?
Around this time, I believe it was Kim, but I think she had also just moved away around that time.
Alicia B say Diddy isn't aging very well. Man, they got Diddy stressed out in there, Alicia B. He got more gray hair than he ever had.
When you say Kim, are you referring to Kim Porter?
Whoop, Kim Porter.
After you started dating Sean, what changes, if any, did you eventually make in your career management?
Well, my management at the time was also managing the other producer boyfriend that I was with and just looked at this as a major conflict of interest at that point. And I basically just trusted that we were going to find new people.
And when you say you trusted that we were going to find new people, who was the we in that sentence?
Sean and I.
Just to be clear, did you break ties with your old management after you started dating Sean?
I did,
After Miami, how did your relationship with Sean evolve?
After Miami, we really at least for my own side of things, I really fell in love with him. I traveled with him anywhere. I was in studio.
Once again, she says how much she loved Diddy.
I was just like a little shadow for a little while.
What's up, Lee?
You were a shadow to whom?
To Sean.
Miss Farward Bentley will not be in this trial, man. He missing somewhere. We ain't seen Farnsworth in a long time. Where is Farnsworth? He's somewhere hiding out. Man, she been but blaming Diddy for her ways, Lord. Miss Fat got her opinion down there.
How did Sean treat you at this time?
We had fun. It was just kind of like it's my first real adult relationship. At least what I thought it was. And it was different, so different than anything as you can imagine. His lifestyle was so much different than mine.
How long did you feel this way about your relationship that you described being this?
Lord, say Farnsworth over there with Russell Simmons. Y'all make sure y'all subscribing to the channel if you're new, man. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely hit that subscribe button.
God. You said that Sean's lifestyle was different. Can you explain what you mean by that?
I mean, he had assistants at his beck and call. He could get anything done quickly. He had respect from everyone. He traveled quite a bit, so moving around a lot.
Ms. Gavin, could you please pull up and publish Government
Misty?
Exhibit B112? Ms. Ventura, do you recognize who's depicted in Government Exhibit B112?
Yeah, that's me and Sean.
What's the occasion when this photograph was taken, if you remember?
This was at a strip club in New York. I'm not sure which one, but it was on Halloween.
And what year?
I would say this is probably 2007 or 7.
And Halloween 2007, is that shortly after your Miami trip?
Yes.
If you could pull that down, Ms. Gavin, and pull up Government Exhibit B106 and B109, both in
YouTube moderator says Diddy ain't do nothing wrong, to be honest. Y'all tripping. Let the brother live. Oh, wow.
evidence side by side, please. Ms. Ventura, starting with the photograph on the left, B106. Who's depicted in B106?
Shout out to Erika, you know what I'm saying, for that 5-piece. She say, salute my hair, great content. You already know, Rika, we inside the courtroom. Thanks to AI, we listening to Cassie give her testimony.
That's Sean and myself.
And where are you?
We're in the back of his car, probably driving to the Hamptons or something.
Approximately what time period is this photograph from?
This is in the first year of us dating, like within that first few months.
And turning to the photograph on the right, B109 again, who was depicted in that photograph?
Sean and myself in the back of the car.
Is that the same car?
Shout out to Rika for being a member for the last 8 months. Let's go.
Yes.
And what's the approximate time period that this photograph was taken?
It was around the same time.
In the beginning of your relationship?
Yeah.
Miss Ventura, how did you feel about Sean around this time in the beginning of your relationship?
I think I was just enamored by him. We were just having a good time. It was really fun at this point.
How long did you feel that way about Sean?
I don't know exactly how long. It was off and on for many years, yeah.
How, if at all, did your relationship change over time?
I mean, over time, you just get more comfortable with somebody, obviously. But I began to just experience a different side of him, which was his abusive side and his side that was just very controlling over my life and the things that I wanted to do. But there was still love there.
Ms. Gavin, you can take these exhibits down. Ms. Ventura, you mentioned a side of Sean that wanted control over your life. Can you explain to me what you mean by that?
Being an artist at that time...
Y'all continue to get the likes up, man. The likes have got stuck. All you got to do is double tap that screen, man, or click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. Let's not stop tapping that like button, man. Get the likes up. Come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? What you stalling for? Let's get the likes up.
Everything moved really quickly for me, and I don't know. There was just no way of keeping up with what was happening, and... I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure. You had mentioned that one thing that changed about your relationship over time was Sean wanting to have control over your life. I just wanted to ask you what you meant when you said control over your life.
Control was everything from the way that I looked to what I was working on that day, who I was speaking to. Control was kind of like an all-around thing to a certain point.
How often did you talk to Sean in a typical day while you were dating?
All day, throughout the day.
How did you two communicate?
Texts, mostly calls.
What about phone calls?
Phone calls for sure.
And when it became a thing, did you FaceTime?
Yes.
Were there times when you did not answer Sean's messages or phone calls right away?
Yeah.
What happened when you didn't answer his messages or phone calls right away?
He's a bit of an incessant caller, or would have his staff, his assistants, security, somebody, continue to call until you answered or until he found you.
When you say incessant caller, what do you mean by that?
If there's no answer, you just keep going.
Would he do the same thing with text messages?
Yes, that's just his nature.
You mentioned that assistants and security would reach out until they found you?
Correct.
What do you mean by until they found you?
Until they heard from you and knew where you were and could tell him.
Were there times when Sean's staff located you in person?
Hey, are we going to get the likes up, or do I need to lock the box down? Let me know. All you got to do is double tap that screen or click the 3 dots, hit the thumbs up. Or I can make it to where you have to be a subscriber to my channel in order to be able to type. And it's going to take every bit of 5 minutes of you being subscribed in order for you to be able to type. So if you don't want that to happen, most definitely double tap that screen, man. Get the likes up.
Yes.
How, if at all, did Sean's move vary?
Miss Fat say, forget it, lock it up.
From day to day?
It varied depending on what was going on.
How did his mood vary?
I mean, it could change at the drop of a conversation. A bad conversation that I had nothing to do with. It just swung different ways.
I didn't catch that last part that you said. Could you repeat it?
I said it swung different ways quite a bit.
When it swung, could you describe the different moods that you experienced?
Man, I know I just seen a hater.
Agitation, kind of zoning out if he was passionate about a subject. He would just be really focused. Yeah, anger.
How, if at all, did Sean's moods impact you?
I felt like they impacted me pretty greatly. It got to a point where this is me speaking for myself, but you know how to handle certain people. You know when to speak to them, you know when to approach them. Like, it's the timing or what you say, how you present something.
My team telling me I need to put it on lock, y'all. Y'all finna be some mad individuals if y'all don't get these likes up. I'm telling you. I locked that box. You're gonna have to subscribe for 5 minutes or you ain't gonna be able to type. I'm just saying. And the Sidewalk Gang is saying lock it up, man.
Just in order to make sure the person doesn't become upset with you or, change their demeanor with you.
Do you have an example of how Sean's moods impacted you?
I mean, the greatest, the most complicated and greatest examples are the abuse because, like, I also felt at certain times when I knew that it wasn't even about me and make the wrong face. And the next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. It was,
When you say the abuse, what abuse are you talking about?
Physical abuse in the relationship, but there's also psychological. There's a lot of things going on.
You said something about
Reload,
making
they
the wrong
telling
face.
me to
Can you
lock it
explain what you
down.
meant by that?
If I wasn't smiling at him the way he wanted, if I
Y'all
just
better
looked
get
a certain
these likes
way
up.
that he didn't like, maybe I was a brat or something, like, he would let me know I need to fix my face or watch my mouth. That was like
Oh, okay,
those were the
let's lock
things
it
that
up
were
then.
said in the relationship quite often.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I was as far as I could be. My team is telling me I need to lock it down. Let's lock it down, guys. Hey, if you're not subscribed, you're going to have to subscribe to the channel and wait at least 5 minutes to be able to type, man. Hold on. We most definitely finna lock it down. I'll let you. If you get mad and leave, that's on you. I gave you ample opportunity to be able to type in my chat, man. But y'all don't want to do right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all would rather have me lock the box down where you gotta subscribe in order to be able to type. I got no problem with it. Lock box coming up real soon. I'm talking about extremely fast. I'm talking about faster than you can say 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Let me get to it. I'm most definitely finna do it. You know what I'm saying? We finna lock it down. Hold up. It's officially locked down now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's go. Yep, there it went. You gotta wait 5 minutes before you can type. It ain't my fault. It's your fault. You did it. Let's get back to it.
Fix your face, watch your mouth, or you have a slick mouth.
You also mentioned psychological.
Everybody that's not subscribed that was doing all that typing, you now have to subscribe to the channel for at least 5 minutes in order to be able to type, man.
Abuse. Can you describe what you meant by psychological abuse?
That's pretty deep. I mean, psychological is just every day, not knowing who he's going to be when we woke up that day. The entire relationship. I didn't live with him, so we had time apart, and
What's up,
usually
Marissa?
it was just like, I always had to be doing something. I don't know if that makes sense. I had what you would call like busy work. I needed to make sure I knew what songs I was recording, what things were coming up, and then to have to like list them out or I wasn't amounting to anything in my life. So it was a lot. I mean, psychological is an everyday thing. Somebody constantly telling you who to be.
When you say someone constantly telling you who to be, are you referring to anyone in particular?
I'm referring to Sean.
You mentioned you always had to be doing something.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all continue to get them likes up.
About what you were doing.
He would check in. But I also worked with his engineers and all his...
To anybody that's just got here, that's trying to type, you can't type unless you subscribe to the channel for at least 5 minutes.
People, so everybody was pretty much in tune with everything I was doing.
When you say his engineers and his people, are you talking about people you worked with in the studio?
Studio staff, yeah.
How often was security around Sean?
Oh, all the time, 24/7 security.
When you say trusted assistant, whose assistant are you referring to?
Let's
Sean's
go,
assistant.
stop, look, and listen.
What are some of the names of the security who worked for Sean during the time you two were dating?
There was D-Rock, Bonds, Uncle Polly, Fahim, Malik, just a lot of people, but those are the main ones I can remember.
When you mentioned trusted...
William says, where did he commit a crime except for the video of the physical abuse, I think he gonna get off and just lose a lot of his money. Let's go. Make sure y'all voting on the poll at the bottom of the chat, man. Let me know if you think he will walk or not.
Assistant. Who were some of the trusted assistants?
I mean, in the very beginning, it was David James. It just kind of changed over time. Christina Coram eventually, Neil Dominic. He had a lot of different assistants.
And we'll get back to some of those folks. When you said security kept an eye on you, what did you mean by that?
I mean, they could easily just come over and see if I was home or not. It wasn't really a secret.
But Arika says this is grooming at its
Was your relationship with Sean always exclusive?
No.
Were there times where you saw other men?
Yes.
Were there times where he saw other women?
Yes.
How did you feel about Sean seeing other women?
I was insanely jealous, but also super young. Didn't get it at all, but I was definitely young and jealous.
When you say you didn't get it, what didn't you get?
I didn't get that he was him. As he would say, I'm Puff Daddy, and Puff Daddy has many women where, you know, he likes the company of women. And yeah.
She say he told her he Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy got a lot of women. Let's go.
I had to just really learn that over time, despite what he would tell me just between us.
Yeah, Gucci, everybody is AI. The whole video is AI based off of the transcripts from the courtroom. This is everything that was said inside the courtroom by basically the people who said it AI version.
When you say despite what he would tell you, what do you mean?
What's up, Jada?
He made me feel like we were in a monogamous relationship more often than not. It was more figuring out that I wasn't in a monogamous relationship.
How did he make you feel like you were in a monogamous relationship?
I mean, he expected that of me, so I assumed that it was the same. But he definitely would say, like, I'm not dealing with anyone else, or it's just us.
And when he would say, I'm not dealing with anyone else, was that true?
It could have been sometimes, and then other times, no.
In what city did you live when you first started dating Sean?
I lived in New York.
And after you started dating Sean, in what part of the city did you eventually move to?
I eventually lived on West End, around 60th, around
Boy,
60th.
but Arika says narcissistic behavior.
In West End?
What were the circumstances of you moving to 60th in West End?
It was a gift, actually, for my birthday. And I remember on my birthday, Sean taking me and my parents up there to show them. It wasn't far from his house, like all of the other houses.
Where did Sean live in relation to the West End apartment?
He was around like 56th is Broadway at the time, so not far.
Who paid the rent for the apartment on West End?
Sean did.
Besides New York, where else and what other cities did you live while you were dating Sean?
Los Angeles.
Marissa said Diddy is going down for this because of all the allegations that happened other than Cassie. That man is out of there, okay?
In Miami, but I really didn't live there. Los Angeles and New York.
Did you eventually move full-time from New York to Los Angeles?
Yeah.
And what led your move to LA?
After spending quite a bit of one-on-one time, I knew he really wanted to be closer to his kids. So that was ultimately the move he wanted to make, to be closer to them in LA. Although I wasn't ready to move out of New York, I followed him, I went.
So why did you move?
I moved because I was in love and I wanted to be near him.
They say everybody didn't lie. I want y'all to take into account, though, a lot of those things that y'all been hearing come across the internet are all silver suits. Most of those testimonies and things of that nature, like from the guys and the other women, they didn't make it into the trial, guys. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff is just civil. It's not part of the Fed case, you know, nor the minor situations. None of that made it to the federal trial.
And when you said Sean wanted to be closer to his kids, where did his kids live at the time?
His kids lived in California, or some of them, yeah.
Ms. Gavin, can you please pull up for identification the court and the parties only government exhibits 2B101 and 2B102 side by side? Ms. Ventura, do you recognize what's depicted in 2B101 and 2B102?
Yes, this is one of the houses that Sean and I rented while in LA.
How do you recognize this house?
I spent a lot of time there. I had my 26th birthday there.
Are these fair and accurate photos of one of the houses Sean rented in LA?
Yes.
The government offers government exhibit 2B101 and 2B102.
No objection.
They'll be admitted.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So that was part one of her testimony, of Cassie's testimony, as far as what she said, you know, that she suffered at the hands of Diddy. What's up, OBI? Now, after this situation happened, there was a lot of people that had opinions. There were also people that was giving exclusive tea on Diddy and these situations, man. Let me pull up Mr. Gene Deal and what he had to say about Cassie's testimony, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Shout out to everybody in the building. Continue to hit that like button, man. Continue to hit that like button. Let's see what Diddy had to, let's see what Gene Deal had to say about Cassie's testimony, guys.
Cassie husband, they saying that he was mean mugging Diddy in the court when the prosecutors were showing Cassie pictures of the 13 men she was having sex with, that Diddy made her have sex with.
Well,
so this is Gene Deal. He's been very outspoken, you know, when it comes to Diddy and the things that he witnessed. Y'all continue to double tap that screen. Get the likes up, y'all. Get the likes up. Can we get 300 on the board? This is what Gene Deal had to say about Cassie's testimony.
I believe that Cassie's husband knew all of that, and she probably confided.
And if you would like to type, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You got to be subscribed for at least 5 minutes, and then you can type with the rest of the typers, man. Let's go.
In him, she probably was confiding in him when he was just her personal trainer. He knew some of the stuff probably that she was going through. You know, it's just like if you got a chick that's a porn star, you know.
What's up, Leticia?
She's a porn star, bro. If you got a chick that's a porn star, you know she done been through a lot of men. It's allegedly that Cassie went through a lot of men because Diddy orchestrated her to go through a lot of men. Because she didn't have this behavior prior to.
So basically he's saying Diddy groomed her, you know, to go through all these men. She didn't do it willingly. She was groomed. The number isn't moving. Let most definitely, let's get the likes up.
Him. She even said that
what's
Diddy
up?
is the one who taught her how to do fellatio. You understand? She said that. So I'm like, he showed her? He's showing his girl, not with him, but with other dudes. Like, it didn't come out in court yet, and they didn't get into it like that, but did Diddy stop her and say, you're doing it wrong? And he started doing it himself and showed her how to do it.
Look at Rob. Rob says that Gene Deal, what'd he say? Gene Deal, he said Gene Deal is a buster and needs to be on trial as well. He's seen a lot and didn't say nothing. He watched a lot happen and didn't intervene or save anyone. I'm just saying, all right?
Yeah, that's just crazy, man. But I believe Alex knew all her transgressions. He knew all about this shit. And he accepted her, you know, not for what she'd been through.
If you're up in the bushes, if you're up and you're watching and you're wondering why you can't type, you must subscribe to the channel for 5 minutes before you can type in the chat.
You understand? He accepted her and he knew her heart other than all that she had went through. You understand what I'm saying, bro? I believe he had already accepted that. But he just, to hear it and play it out in front of you in court, and you know this is the mofo that did it to her, yeah, he gonna look at him a certain way. And the fact that he knows that they had already told him he could not be in court when Cassie testified about certain things, about the rape and everything like that she told him about, and that because both of them was dating them at the same time. She had stopped dating Puff and started dating Alex. And it was allegedly that Puff came over there and he raped her. And in doing that, Alex could not be in the courtroom, and they had already told him when that part come over there and they begin that line of question that the prosecutor want to let him know that he had to step outside the courtroom because he might be called in that as a witness or witness to what Cassie told him about the situation.
Now, Gene Deal claims to know a lot about what happened to Cassie, man. I'm like, y'all, it's crazy that he's been doing all these. He's kind of like Jaguar. They've been doing all of these interviews, and neither one of them was in the as witnesses to anything that happened. Why weren't they called into court?
So he was probably more upset about that than anything else. He's probably upset about that, bro. That he's gonna have to leave out the courtroom because Cassie was gonna have to talk about the assault that Puff supposedly had did on her when they was no longer together.
How you feel about the people that got pushed back and they saying that why if he mad at Diddy, he should be mad at Cassie for being a freak?
Man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I know you're gonna erase that out. I know you're not even gonna say that. And I know you're saying that why the people are saying that. You understand? The people are saying why you get mad at Diddy because she was why you get mad at Diddy because she was a freak. She was none of that stuff before he met her.
All right, so basically that goes to the grooming aspect. Gene Deal says that Cassie wasn't any of those words before she met Diddy. Diddy kind of turned her into that person.
Now, you've had girls that you dated over the years, and some of the things you bring out of them that they never did before, and they get comfortable, they start doing it for you. But not none of the shit that he did that and for that young girl. That girl was young enough to be impressionable on this old head with all this money. We could take her and show her dreams and lifestyles. So if you don't think that this mofo groomed that baby, that 19-year-old, then bro, I'ma say it right here, and I might not do another Art of Dialogue show again. You understand? Because you might not like it. Something is wrong if you don't think that dude groomed that young girl. Took that impressionable young girl who wanted to be a star.
I need y'all to double tap that screen, get the likes up. I tell you what, if we get the likes up to 300, y'all, I'll unlock the box, man. But you gotta get the likes up, man. We need 50 more likes. We got 385 people. We need 50 more likes. Double tap that screen or click those three dots, hit that thumbs up. We listening to Gene Deal react to Cassie's testimony.
Who wanted all her dreams that she had to come true, and fed her drugs, fed her pills, fed her alcohol, and fed her mushrooms and things that she never took before to F her mind up, and then put her in a position that she thought that what little shit that she had, that she didn't want to lose it. If you didn't think that he did something and did that to her, bro, I gotta say something wrong with you.
Nah, I feel you. I'm gonna keep this in there though. I mean, it's not like I'm saying it or this is how I feel. I'm just asking you about the people that, you know, is giving pushback, that don't believe her and getting your take on it. So,
right.
But she also testified that Diddy will always tell her to put baby oil on. Like if he's seeing her a little dry, he'll tell her to go put more baby oil on.
Diddy, the baby oil bandit, old Diddy, man, said that Diddy would tell her to rub the baby oil all over herself and the other individuals.
Because he like to see her glisten. So, I don't know.
The shiny suit man. You know from the 90s, he liked everything shiny. Didn't they come out with shiny suits in the Mace? Huh? Didn't it tell you that
it's all about the
everything
Benjamins,
in
baby?
The movie has to be shiny? He like it glistening. My man.
Let's go, Gene.
Dude is a weirdo.
We almost done.
And
30 more likes.
Demon got hold to him. That's the demon, and that's what that demon wanted to see. Because all that shit is demonic, bro. All that shit is demonic.
Yeah, she also testified that she was in a relationship with Kid Cudi, but she was still having freak-offs with Diddy. She said that her and Diddy was on a break, and Diddy was still making her have freak-offs.
Whoop, they just brought up Kid Cudi. Now, remember, I told y'all earlier that Diddy's defense team is looking to have, thank you, Reed, Diddy's defense team is looking to have Kid Cudi's testimony scrubbed from the record due to lack of evidence, y'all.
My man, when you are addicted, because you cannot tell me that over the years, she still had to supply her addiction. And who was going to give her the drugs for her addiction? She's taking cocaine. She's taking opiates. She's taking mollies. She's taking alcohol. She's smoking weed. And weed ain't the regular weed no more because that's what you call it. They got it
Lord say they putting the adjectives in the green. Let's go, Gene.
I don't know the word for it, but they got all kinds of drugs in the weed right now. So now, she got an addiction. Even though he not with him, she still gotta supply her habit. He's with Young Miami, other people, stuff like that. So now, I get it for you if you got we do the freak off. I do the freak off because I want to supply my addiction. I know I can get some money out of it.
So basically he's saying that Cassie was dependent on Diddy. You know, since she had got introduced to the drugs, she needed them. He's saying that Cassie was dependent on Diddy. Let's go.
It's a lot of shit, bro. She was a victim. And by her being a victim, that don't stop her from not having those addictions that come with being a victim.
Now, like I told y'all, we get to 300 likes, we'll unlock the box. We need 30 more likes. Double tap that screen or click those three dots, hit that thumbs up, man. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Corse, a lot of people were afraid to speak up at the time. I think he was one of the ones that kind of helped her out a bit, like after the fact, but they did not do enough for her. Okay, I bet.
See what he did? He allegedly blew Kid Cudi's
20
car.
more likes.
Or had somebody blow Kid Cudi's car. That's what was said.
Now, they said that, but once again, let me say that they are looking to scrub Kid Cudi's testimony from the record due to lack of evidence.
And people don't understand this, man. You know, like, they think this is just a domestic violence. This is a sexual thing.
I don't know why he didn't testify, Ree. I asked why they didn't put him on the stand. He is very vocal. I wonder why they didn't put Gene on the stand.
You understand? They don't understand the law. And when you are paying prostitutes to come across state line to have a freak off with your girl, that's against the law. Prostitution is still against the law.
Queen Shay says they keep us entertained. Man, listen, Gene and Gene is just like Jag to me. I'm wondering why they not on the stand.
Pay somebody to come and do it. You are breaking the law. This dude got a 34 count indictment. He got to win all 34 counts, bro.
Break that down for the people that don't understand how that works.
Well, if you lose one, you're going to jail still. See, everybody's looking at the thing, well, it's not a sexual, it's a sexual domestic violence. But what about the gun charges? The prosecution proved that, well, I'm not saying prove, but the prosecution made a statement and Cassie said, yo, he had guns in the house. They used to have guns in the safe.
We need 10 more likes. I unlock the box, man. 10 more, y'all double tap that screen or click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. I unlock it where everybody can type.
This is not just one charge. He got 34 different charges. He got criminal possession. You know what I'm saying? Kidnapping. When you don't allow somebody to go somewhere when they go, that's kidnapping. He got a host of charges that you're gonna have to get somebody else to go through them. But the prosecution, all they gotta do is win one of those charges. But I believe that Diddy's gonna make a deal. He's gonna get in the middle of this trial. Watch and see what I'm telling you. He's gonna get in the middle of this trial because he can't take it. He can't take sitting right there and hearing all his dirty deeds with Cassie. Somebody eventually that he.
Do y'all agree with Gene? Y'all think that he'll get in the middle of the trial and try to take a plea deal? You know what I'm saying? You think he's going to be able to take a plea deal in the middle of the trial, or are they going to make him see it all the way through?
$30 million to. He's hearing all his deeds in front of him, and he ain't high. He ain't drunk. No more Ciroc for him.
Lord.
Is it Ciroc? Which one is it? Both. It's no, that's missing. So now, he's hearing all this go down. He gonna break, bro. I'm telling you.
Gene believes Diddy will fold, y'all. He believes Diddy will fold. We need 3 more. I'm gonna unlock the box.
He gonna end up asking his defense team, see, can y'all still get me that deal?
All right, Christopher says he has to see it through. I bet. Butter Pecan Rican says seeing it all the way through. They believe that Diddy is gonna have to see it all the way through.
Still give me that deal.
All right, Poochie says see it all the way through.
Damn,
narcissists don't see their wrongdoings. They are total demons. Okay.
And to go back to something you said earlier, same thing with me, man. I'm a little confused when Cassie say that Diddy taught her how to give oral.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't see how that works unless he put his mouth in something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either, and I don't want to know. You understand?
Hold up. Let me be a man of my word. I told y'all that at 300, I unlocked the box for those who haven't subscribed. Man, make sure you just subscribe to the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to unlock the box and let y'all type. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me unlock it. I'm finna unlock the, so everybody can type. Hold on. Let me go back to it. Give me a second. Bear with me for half a minute. Let me be a man of my word.
You know, I love my.
There we go. I unlocked the box. Everybody can type.
Been through it.
Continue to get those likes up, though.
So, I ain't into teaching. I wouldn't deal with a woman that I gotta teach anything to her other than taking it. And she should be good at that too. She's a grown-ass woman. You know what I mean? But for him to go what she said was blatant, that he taught me how to have oral sex.
I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know how he could have taught her without him demonstrating it. Lord, have mercy, Jesus. What a disgusting thought.
Give men fellatios, and she made it seem like he was actually showing him by practicing on some of the men. That's what I took from it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Amy says, I don't know why, but I always thought Jean was seemed legit and genuine to her.
And that's crazy. That's real crazy, bro. But it's crazy that, you know, how people don't see how she was groomed into doing this.
He says he don't understand how people don't see that Cassie was groomed into all of this. That's dope. What's up, Jason, man? Make sure y'all subscribing to the channel if you're new. And most definitely hit that like button. I would hate to have to lock the box back down.
That she was groomed into doing this. And then she is saying, and they playing tapes of her saying things that are provocative, because she's
What's
saying
up, Wheels?
that
What's up,
because,
Michael?
one, she wants to please him. She know he likes to hear this stuff. She know he wants.
I unlocked it already, Michael. I unlocked it. We over 300. You know what I'm saying? I most definitely unlocked the box. Anybody can type.
To hear this stuff. So I'm going to say this stuff to please him. So
Belinda
one,
say he talking too much.
Two, I might get a new car, a new gift, or something like that. Three, I might work on my next album. I don't know, man.
But I want y'all to know this. Even with all of that, that's speculating. You know what I'm saying? For him to say that if she was participating, for Gene to say that he thinks that she felt like if she participated in all this, they would work on her record, she would get a new car, you know, this, that, and the third. All of that is speculation, because she never once came out and said that Diddy promised her any of those things in exchange for doing freakoffs. No, she said she might have thought it in her head, but he never came out and said that, which makes it speculation.
It is what it is.
She also testified that the longest freak-off her and Diddy had lasted 4 days.
Bruh, I can't imagine having sex for 40 minutes.
So if he say he can't imagine doing it for 40 minutes. Oh man, dog, you ain't no big dog then. What? But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna act like I ain't hear that. But anyways, man, y'all continue to double tap that screen, get the likes up. We watching Gene Deal's live reaction, but basically his reaction to Cassie's testimony in the Diddy trial. That boy said he couldn't imagine doing it for 40 minutes. Well, you out of there, dog. Do Gene Deal got kids? If he don't, that's probably why.
Talking about 4 days. My man, that's a lot of freaking off. Well, they had tag teams or something? Mama was was it her, Diddy, and 4, 5, 6 other guys, or just her, Diddy, another guy? Yo, that's just crazy.
You know, like I can understand, 4 hours, 5 hours, 24 hours, 48, 72 hours. Yeah, that's a long time to be doing it. But 40 minutes, Gene, you tripping.
Bro. See, and they tell off on their story. They sell it. He had said that his parties are so wild that he has to have an ambulance outside of his house. He said that his parties are so wild, bro, that he got to have an ambulance outside his house. And they have to do a drip afterwards. He is sitting outside around poolside doing an IV drip with his mama.
Jew, that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I know some women, you try to get them 30 minutes, they gonna look at you upside your head like something wrong with you, dog. You know what I'm saying? They might not never call you again. 30 and 40 minutes, that ain't nothing. That's like the song Missy them put out, talking about they don't want no 1 minute, man. What are we talking about?
I don't know. Maybe that's some rich. That may be some rich that we don't know nothing about. But he was doing an IV drip after one of his freak-off or one of his parties.
Let's go, Rose.
You remember the time he kissed his mama in the mouth? They was getting the drip.
Yeah, it's a lot of women in this chat that disagree with everything you just said, buddy, about an average woman not wanting a man for that long. That's cap, dog. That's cap. It's sad, but a lot of us ain't getting these 40 minutes at a time. Let's go.
And she said that after she did the freak-offs, they would have to do IV drips. Man, here we go again. Cocaine.
Now, once again, I'm going to have to lock the box, man. We 400 deep and only got 309 likes. Y'all continue to double tap that screen or click those 3 dots, hit the thumbs up for your boy. Keep the likes moving.
It's a hell of a drug. And they got other drugs, the mushrooms and all these other things, man. Yo, this is going to be, yo, dude, if he gets off, which I doubt he will, but it don't make me a bit of motherfucking difference because he's stupid. He can't come back from none of this shit we heard. And if he thinks so, then you ain't worrying about no music. The nigga ain't made music in the last 10, 15, 20 years. He couldn't even make his own son a star.
Oh, wow. They ain't shooting slugs.
So we know he ain't doing music no more. He couldn't even make his own son a star. So my whole thing about it is that Big, Wolf, Ferg, all the people that I know, they got they just due by that nigga sitting in court fighting for his life and losing whatever prestige or whatever he had. And I'm glad with that. I'm good with that, bro.
He say he good with Diddy losing everything that he has had. Well, that was Gene Deal's, some of Gene's Deal reaction to Cassie testifying. All right, we got more show to go. All right, like I told y'all, let's see what Choppa City, from making the band. Y'all remember Choppa? Let's see what he had to say about this whole situation going on with Cassie and the testimonies. Hold on, let me pull it up. Give me a second. We going to Choppa. We gonna see what he talking about within all of this. Cause Choppa most definitely has some things that he wanted to say regarding Diddy, y'all. Let's go.
Specifying and detailing, the sexual acts between Diddy and Cassie.
I believe his daughters didn't believe it until they seen it. You heard me? And
so here we have Choppa from Making the Band, y'all. You may remember him from the TV series Making the Band, where he was a part of Diddy. I showed a brief clip of him earlier talking about how he was signed $1 million deal to Bad Boy and only got $500,000. And when Katrina hit, he was trying to get Diddy to give him the other $500,000. Diddy said no, and he ain't rocked with Diddy since. This is his take on what's going on in the Diddy trial. What's up, Christine? This is his take on what's going on in the Diddy trial, as well as Cassie's testimony.
A bit of them were in disgust, number one. And number two, they can't believe that these people are saying this about their pa. So I believe that Diddy got his kids and his family around to make it look like he's a family guy, good guy persona. When the real truth of it is, um, if you have these type of serious charges, you shouldn't want your daughters around to hear this type of shit. Because number one, it's embarrassing.
He basically saying that Diddy shouldn't have his daughters inside the courtroom. I agree, man. This is some very disgusting things that they are talking about in there. And then Diddy got his daughters in there hearing it all, man. That's crazy. But he also says that he believes Diddy is doing this as a sympathy play to make himself look like a family man in front of the jury and the people in the court. Let's go, Chopper.
Number two is disrespectful. Number three, you're down bad for even letting them come into a situation, to hear the innocent. I believe young ladies are innocent, and I don't think it was the right thing to do to allow them to go to court to hear this type of stuff, especially when they're innocent and virgins, and still got a life to live. So I think Diddy he's a little sick for that too, but that's just my opinion. You dig? I think he's a little sick for letting his daughters come to that trial and letting them hear all that. You dig? To try to, it's selfishness. You dig? Because
Now
you're trying
let me tell y'all this. I did some research on Chopper, y'all. Would y'all believe if I told y'all that this guy right here, Chopper City, from making the band, also got in traffic charges on his name too? He was actually arrested, you know what I'm saying, for having some women in traffic his dang self. Well, I be dog.
give the court, you heard me, an understanding that you're a family guy, yet and still, when they hear all this type of stuff, it makes you look bad either way, regardless of how that sounds. And the jury, number one, ain't stupid. And the judge isn't stupid. They know what he's doing, period. That ain't a smart move. I don't think that was dope. So I hope that, you heard me, it wasn't Diddy's idea to do that.
Yeah, y'all, I'm dead serious. Like, for real, for real. I see y'all asking me, am I serious? Yes. Chopper, he got charges of having women in traffic himself. No lie. If you don't believe me, go Google it.
I truly do. Because you already being perceived as a sick dude. So you participating and letting your daughters come to that shit, you look way more sicker. You hear me? So that's just how I feel about that. So I hope that wasn't Diddy's idea to bring his daughters to that. But yet and still, I've seen his daughters, and obviously they went today, so he don't give a because he's selfish and he's trying to give off that persona, which makes him even sicker. How you feel about that, brother? That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't get his point in doing that.
So if you don't get him bringing his daughters up there, then why would he bring his daughters? Give me that answer, you know? What else would you bring them for? It got to be for one reason. What reason you think it is?
Sympathy.
Sympathy. You see what type of nigga he is now? So I'm saying? It's a selfish ass nigga. I wouldn't be caught dead bringing my daughters and no shit like that.
He's saying Diddy is dead wrong for having his daughters inside their courtroom with the type of things that are being exposed. Do y'all agree with Chopper City?
See, whatever they saying about me, they not gonna see it face to face. Heavens no. You hear me? So it is what it is. I wouldn't do that. But hey, I'm not Diddy, and I don't want no sympathy party. I'm a grown man. So whatever I gotta face, I'm not gonna have my daughters around. My sons them niggas goofballs. They don't kill anyway. Cause they
said Diddy's sons are goofballs. Wow.
Brainwashed, and they look at their daddy like he
says they
the best in the
brainwashed.
world, which they should, but yet and still they don't understand the detrimental predicaments that he put people in. You know, all they care about is partying, having fun, fucking the little thotties that don't even care about them. They don't care about that. They just hope Diddy come home to keep getting that money so they can keep
Hold up. Original, what are you talking about? We are talking about Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And you need to not be talking to the host. You need to be paying attention to the content. You know what I'm saying? Because I will get you right up out of here. Don't you ever come in here playing with me, boy, thinking stuff is sweet. Ain't nothing sweet over here, boy. I get you up out of here the fastest. We most definitely talking about Choppa. We talking about Diddy. We talking about Cassie. We talking about everything that goes on within this trial. Shut your... Boy, don't make me get on you. You know what I'm saying? Don't you went in Chop. No, I just gave a fact about Chopper that he was caught with women in traffic, sir. I didn't go in on nobody, but I'm about to go in on you and get you the hell up out of here. Keep on playing with me.
On their life off other people's backs. But his daughters is a little different. And I have grace and sympathy and hope, wishful hoping, that Diddy didn't allow them girls to come to that trial. I wish he stopped, honestly. You heard me? I wish he stopped doing that. Because ain't nothing about that as a father is dope.
You heard how Cassie's husband was mean mugging Diddy in the courtroom when the prosecutors were showing Cassie pictures of the men she slept with?
Say, bruh, why mean mug Diddy? You should mean mug them penises that's stuck in your goddamn old lady.
Wow. Whoa. This is for educational purposes only. Man, make sure y'all warm up the rockets, man. I think we got somebody that want a free trip. Because if he keep on playing with me, I'm going to send him into the stratosphere, you know what I'm saying, to where he'll never return. You know what I'm saying? Warm the rockets up. Put them in the chat. Because somebody about to take lift off. I'm telling you, I can feel it.
That. Why mean mug a man?
Matter of fact, let's get him right up out of here right now. We'll holler at you, buddy. You go get it somewhere else. We don't need your kind of negative vibes up over here. You know what I'm saying? You gonna take a trip in your favorite rocket ship. We'll holler at you. Goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever come over here playing with me. You know what I'm saying? You're remedial. That's why some of these people on the internet need to find them something else to do. But coming over here playing with me ain't what you want to do. Don't even strap on your seatbelt. Just sit off into the rocket. You know what I'm saying? Just sit off inside the cockpit. We gonna send you up in the rocket and we gonna blow it up. We ain't gonna even send you to space. We gonna blow your rocket up in the air like the Challenger. Yeah, we'll holler at you, partner.
Penises that went inside your wife. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna mean mug 14 people, not 13. You hear me? Yeah, mean mug 14 people that stuck their penises in your wife before you had her. Not one. That's just my opinion. I feel like at the end of the day, dude is so out of the loop because he's brainwashed by victimization of Cassie. That's just facts. He's so brainwashed that he don't see it quite clear. He's so green that he can't understand the red lights. At the end of the day, I don't knock him. You heard me? I don't knock him because I feel like any man that take a vow to a woman should stand up for his woman. But at the end of the day, brother, I don't believe your woman told you her past as much as she should have. You did, because you wouldn't be mean mugging Diddy.
All right, right now he's talking about Cassie and her husband, man. I'm sorry I had to get out of character for a second. I can't stand when these trolls come through here playing with me like I'm somebody to play with. Don't they know I got more rockets than Elon Musk? You know what I'm saying? And more power than Trump. We got a mass deportation situation over here where we don't mind getting trolls up out of here who ain't paying attention to the content but come over here on some nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Let him be, you know what I'm saying, your first victim that you see get up out of here the fastest.
If she would have told you she had 14 penises in her in that era that she was in, your chin will be up. Because when your woman tell you what's out, you don't feel embarrassed or angry about it. So obviously, I don't think Cassie told him the truth. I think she halfway victimizingly brainwashed him. And that's why he mean mug Diddy. He look at Diddy like he's the devil. The real truth of it is, who is she?
Now he's talking about the Cassie situation, y'all. Remember, I played the Cassie testimony, you know what I'm saying? And I'm giving y'all some reactions from some of the people that was around Diddy.
Satiana? If Diddy is Satan, Cassie gotta be Satiana. You heard me? Gotta be. I feel like they both played the same role. If you're gonna prosecute Diddy, prosecute Cassie. The end. That's just how I see it. But hey, I ain't nobody. Is dude wrong for it? Yes and no. He's right by his wife and defending his wife, but he's wrong for just mean mugging Diddy, when he should be mean mugging 14 people that put penises in him, not just one. Diddy didn't manipulate 13 penises.
Drop a 1 if you're agreeing with Choppa right now. Drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with what he's saying. A 2 if he's just full of crap. You know what I'm saying? But I see a couple of people down there that's saying Choppa is on point right now.
Going to your wife. She opened the heavens gates. The heavens yes, for the heavens no, for it to go. So stop being green to the go. You dig? That makes sense? Stop being green to the go. She could have said heavens no. She didn't.
Well, it's a lot of
She
wars
allowed it.
down there.
He didn't manipulate her. I just don't feel like it was a manipulation situation. I just don't. I think she enjoyed it as much as he did. And guess who paid the price? The blue-eyed man. Sensational.
You heard how she testified that Diddy would take her phone, her laptop, and her iPad when she was on punishment?
Damn, the way he whooped that girl in the hallway, I can say I can't unsee that either. I'm gonna probably say I agree with that. I'll probably say that I think she's telling the truth. What is that word? That's called coercion?
Ballin says the husband didn't know all the information and then was to leave during certain parts. Diddy a fool for that. Let's go.
And that's kidnapping, isn't it? That's kidnapping, isn't it? Am I wrong? Is that kidnapping? If I'm in a situation with a woman and I get my security guards to take her property,
Lanice say tripping. Let's go, Lanice.
Either way, if you give it back to her, or any such a matter of that, to me, it's still considered you're kidnapping her. So I would think that's horribly wrong. I think at the end of the day, did he have a egotistical control problem? I think Diddy feels invincible to the point where he feel like he can do what he want to do. And as much as I want to give Cassie the 100%, she's a participator as well. I know how men are as well, and men can be controlling, you dig, and men could be manipulators as well. So I 100%, I'm gonna rephrase a couple of things. Can I see Diddy doing that? Yes, I could. But I still feel like, I seen Cassie do a lot of other things, a lot of jealous things as well. And I know a lot of people going to say, oh, you're taking up for Diddy. I'm not taking up for fucking Diddy. I can care less what the happens to Diddy. I just don't want to see Diddy in prison. Period. I don't want to see no black man in prison.
Choppa say he don't want to see Diddy in prison. Lord have mercy. Matter of fact, he don't want to see no black man in prison, and says no, he's not taking up for Diddy. I seen some people that said, man, he just contradicted himself. Earlier he was saying Cassie's a victim. Now he's saying she was a participant. Which one is it, man? I don't know. We just listening to him.
But if Diddy took the girl's phone and had security doing all this and all that, regardless of what, that's wrong. And that's kidnapping, if you ask me. I don't know. Fact correct me, but I would consider that kidnapping and controlling. So how I feel about it, I feel like it's wrong, but it sounds like the diddler. It sounds like the diddler.
Lord done called him the diddler. Oh, well, I'll be. Oh, this boy Choppa done called Diddy the diddler, Lord.
I don't have nothing really big to say about that question, is because it sounds like him, and at times he could be a piece of shit. He could be a piece of shit. I see that. He could be a piece of shit. Especially to women. Can you imagine how he treated us artists? So can you imagine how he treat women? So I know at times Cassie hated him. But also, mind you, they was in the
Hey, y'all, don't stop double tapping that screen. Can we get 350? You know what I'm saying? On the like, man. Click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We on the road to 30K. We need all the subscribers we can get. So subscribe, y'all. Don't stop hitting that like button. We also got Sarah and other bad boy associates coming up next, man. You don't want to miss it. Double tap that screen. Get the likes up.
Polygamy. No matter how it sounds, if you break it down, this is what it was. They was in the polygamy toxic relationship.
What's up, y'all?
At times she hated him for things he did. At times she loved him because the same time that, you know, he got security to take the phones and all this here, he was also taking us places and spending $500 to $1 million on Cassie. So Cassie got to pick her fucking battles because
he say he was taking them places and spending $500,000 to $1 million. Diddy was on Cassie.
Pause. If I was a woman, I wouldn't give a fuck if a man took my phone or not. If you're spending $500,000 fucking dollars on me in front of niggas that's really working hard to give you that $500,000. See, Cassie got to pick her poison, baby. That's just.
He say Cassie got to pick her poison, man. Whether you agree with him or don't agree with him, you know, he most definitely was around Cassie and Diddy, you know, around the time all of this was going on, man. It's crazy, y'all. Wow. People forget that Cassie also knew Diddy was with other females. She did all that to get a #1 spot. Let's go. All right, so with all of this going on, all this talks of Cassie, all the talking of Diddy putting his hands on her, the trial going on.
That's how I see it.
Hold up. I don't know how that happened. What? Wait. Hold up, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. You know what I'm saying? Let me switch over. Give me a second. Let me switch over. I don't even know how that happened. I didn't do it. It did it itself. Hold up. You know what I'm saying? Because now we got to go and hear what the other people from Making the Band and other Diddy associates had to say about all of this going on. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Continue to double tap that screen, man. Get the lights all the way up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's check it out.
A trial date has been set in the sex trafficking.
Let's go.
Had people do things, criminal acts, buying drugs, right? Paying for prostitutes, paying prostitutes, paying for prostitution.
All right, so Tyson says it's just a humiliation ritual every celebrity goes through it at a certain point to reach a new plateau. I guess, man. Well, I guess what Diddy is going through right now is a humiliation ritual as well, because they got him tied. He can't get out, and they putting all his business on the table.
Bringing people and drugging people because we now know that the drugs was not in the baby oil.
You hear what he said? He said that the drugs was not in the baby oil. Gene Deal speculates that the drugs was in the eye drops. But let me tell you this. The feds haven't said any kind of drugs being inside of anything when it comes to drinks, baby oil, or eye drops, or any other thing like that. Only that, you know, there was drugs available, but not as far as drugging anyone. They haven't said any of that.
It was in the eye drops.
Gene says it was in the eye drops. Listen.
It was in the eye drops.
Hold up.
That the drugs was not in the baby oil. It was in the eye drops. They was putting drugs in the eye drops.
A Hargrove say they did say it was in the eye drops. They tested it. Okay, well, I didn't see that part. I didn't see that. I guess I must have been not there for that day. Go to the court transcripts. I will most definitely be checking on that because I didn't hear anything about drugs being in eye drops or baby oil. Eye drops added to the liquor give you a different feel. Gene stupid. Lord, let's go.
So I guess that's where they was, you know, putting in people drinks or whatever like that. But they, because, you know, it's hard to see a little eye drop thing in your hand and you just go and throw a little squirt in somebody's drink or whatever like that. You ain't definitely putting nothing in nobody's eyes and say, here, take this. This is going to make you feel good. They was putting that shit in people's drinks. They found drugs in the eye drops. You understand? I still don't know why they took 1,000 bottles of baby oil and didn't find nothing in it. But
I see y'all down there saying eye drops. Nobody takes stuff like that. I've never heard of it either, but we gonna have to see. I guess that's new.
they didn't bring that up yet. So they found the drugs in the eye drop.
I ain't put no drugs in my eye.
So now the racketeering is going to come, whereas that the people that he had do all those criminal acts, they were paying for it out cash with their own money and credit cards and stuff like that. And then Bad Boy was coming and paying them under Bad Boy Entertainment. They was paying them back. So that's where the racketeering is going to come in at. Committing crimes and then paying for it with the company and using the people in your company to commit the crimes for you. It only takes two, bruh. And they got more than two already. And that's why, and I'm sorry about that, man. That's why you got those people that took those deals. They got his own people testifying against him now. Did you buy drugs? Yes. Who did you buy drugs for? Mr. Combs. What did you buy drugs with? My money. How would you reimburse for your money or whatever like that? Through Bad Boy Entertainment.
Yeah, that was crazy to hear. And like you said, they did find bottles of eye drops with MDMA, which is ecstasy.
They do all kinds of stuff, bruh. And it's crazy how people never even knew that or noticed that. And they had us thinking that it was the baby oil. But they haven't said anything about the baby oil. But I just can't imagine they say
Could that possibly be with the stuff off inside the eye drops? Could that possibly be just for transporting it? You know, from place to place, putting it inside the eye drop thingy, you know, because it would be less obvious that way. Not that they was, you know, potentially dropping it in drinks or putting it in the baby oil, but just as far as being able to transport it place to place without it being so obvious, you know, was to put it in the eye drops. I'm just asking, you know what I'm saying? Because I still don't think that nobody is taking any kind of, you know what I'm saying, drug to the eyeball. That's just me. Ballin said both. Okay, I bet. And y'all are entitled to y'all opinions. I'm just asking.
he took 1,000 bottles of baby oil out of there and nothing. But they said he liked things that was real. They wanted everything to shine. He wanted everything slippery and willing to shine. They was even talking about that with the hotel manager. Yeah, that's one of the another people they brought in. They brought a guy who ran one of the hotels, and he was saying that how they used fake names, but they made a profile that we already knew that was Sean Combs. He may have used a different name every time, and then because they had to charge because it was always anywhere from
Anarchy, exactly though. But you know, to me, eye drop container would be less, you know, suspicious, you know, than walking around with it in a big old baby oil bottle or something like that. Or maybe they use, I don't know. I'm just asking, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's opinion is welcome.
from $500 worth of damage to $1,000 worth of damage of all the hotels, and the people always hated cleaning it up because it was really nasty and messed up after every party.
Yeah, I heard they had to do deep cleaning.
Chicago, I ain't gonna lie to you, Chicago. We watched the Diddy trial. We watched his defense team get up there and basically say that Diddy was a drug dealer. He wasn't just purchasing drugs for his personal use. They said that Diddy was a drug dealer. So you can take it however you want, Chicago, but his own defense team said that he was a drug dealer.
For, you know, Diddy hotel rooms after he was done.
He was bringing tubs, like those play pools that your kids grow up in because you can't afford a pool and stuff like that, and filling them up with baby oil.
Yeah, Diddy was the baby oil bandit, Gene Deal. I call him the baby oil bandit.
And then, check this out, man. He would have The hotel people. You know how you can turn up the heat in the hotel, right? To 85, 90, and it'd be baking in that joint. They had to bring extra heaters to the hotel, and turn them on. Yo, you can't tell me that ain't no demon and no devil in that man's body. Who wants it that hot? Well, you can't hardly breathe. The hotel would turn the heat up all the way and then bring extra heaters. My man.
What would they turn? Why is they turning that heat all the way up like that and then bringing extra heaters? For what, Gene? For what? Boy, that got to be a very hot, oh my God, and sweaty, fucking nasty situation. Oh, wow.
That ain't laughing. Bro, you can't tell me that ain't no demon, bro.
Yeah, Diddy a wild boy. I guess he like his freakoffs intense and everybody's sweating. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it.
Hey, man, I guess you assuming, I'm assuming too, bro. I can't believe that this individual put those people, and the hotel people said it wasn't always Cassie. It was other people. They said it wasn't always Cassie. It was different people. And they also said it wasn't always Diddy under that bad boy.
Yeah, there was other people that was in and out of them rooms too. It wasn't just Diddy by himself. It wasn't always Cassie. It was other people that was participating in these freak-offs and in these parties that was not Diddy.
Company that was doing the freak-offs. And you had to go through his personal assistant. See, that's where the racketeering and the enterprise, he was setting up freak-offs for other people too.
Shout out to Favorite Snack for being a member over here for the last 5 months. She said, good morning, my head sidewalk gang. What's up, what's up?
And he was using bad boy, bringing prostitutes in, using bad boy entertainment, label, and all that for the freak-offs. So we got that information out the court thing too. It wasn't only, and then what happened is that KK now, it must have became a problem because she had to clear all the freak-offs or all the payments for the freak-offs. So somebody must have been doing it, and now it had to be cleared by KK. When Puff wasn't directly doing it himself.
Yeah, that's a wild guy, man. And I heard that they brought in a psychologist to testify.
I think the government brought a psychologist in to testify because they wanted to paint a picture to the jury of how these people are victims. You understand? See, I'm familiar with...
Shout out to Jay Stevens for being a member for the last 8 months. You already know what it is.
The Stockholm Syndrome, that's when an individual start loving his captive. You understand? You have these women that have that same type of like syndrome, whereas that they start loving the person that are doing them the worst. You know, you grew up, we all grew up with girls.
There you go, bringing up that Stockholm Syndrome. I've heard a lot of y'all saying that Cassie suffers from that.
You know, they mess with some dudes, and they was pretty, they was beautiful, and you want to understand, why she messing with dude like that? Why she keep messing with him? You understand? That's because they mentality, and they got their mind and their mental, and the people feel bad. So when they brought that psychologist in there, and she was telling me, and she never interviewed Cassie at all. She never interviewed Cassie. She was telling how bad, how Cassie and people like Cassie, when somebody have all the power and they think they don't have no power, you understand, we all know the rule, the golden rule, the man with all the gold makes all the rules. That's the golden rule. Puff made everybody around him feel, listen, I am the man with the gold. I'm the man who make the rules. If you don't play by my rules, you ain't gonna get to touch this gold or nothing. Now, this was perfectly clear by one of his assistants. One of his assistants got up there and said, yo, to me, Diddy was God. He was like God. He showed me the world.
Dang, said Diddy was like God. Diddy really had these people fooled, man. He had all of us fooled. Now look at him.
He showed me how big the world. I was like, the dude seemed like, he sounded like Kurt Burrows. Like he had a relationship with Diddy before or something. That's how this dude sounded. He was brainwashed. And that's the one that said that he stopped working. I think it was George. He stopped working, but because he couldn't take the beatings, watching Cassie getting the beatings that she was getting. So now, the psychologist was there to prove to the jurors that everybody around them was damaged, bro. They was damaged. They was going through some kind of mental that Puff was putting them through. And she practically proved her point. She did a great job in proving her point. The defense got on there and tried to, make it seem like, well, you didn't interview Cassie. You can't really, know how she felt and know how she did like that. And she was painting a picture, and she was talking about the behavior. She was talking about the behavior of individuals staying in that type of relationship and that type of atmosphere. You understand? And I think the biggest thing was me from when this guy came up there and he was talking about Puff was like God to him. That proved her point right then and there.
Yeah, that dude was tripping, talking about Puff was like God to him. They was tripping.
He had that golden rule syndrome.
Speaking of his assistants, I heard that one of his assistants testified against him, right? That he was buying drugs for him and prostitutes.
Yeah, that was his assistant. George was one of them. George was one of the systems. And they were saying Roger Bonds did the same thing, was paying people, would pay them and pay them when they paid their money out. He had like a PA, and then he had like a chief assistant or something that was over
What's
one
up,
of the
the lady
assistants.
beast?
But I think both of those guys got what you call an immunity deal. Whereas that if they testify and let the government know about the criminal activity that was going on, that they wouldn't be brought up on any charges. And I think there's going to be some more people that's going to get that deal too, or got that deal already. Because this is about bringing down Puff, the whole enterprise. And probably about them taking all his companies down and getting the money from him. That's the way I see it. You understand? And if it's not about justice for Cassie, it's about justice for his past deeds, brother, that he did in the past. You're not going to always get away with that he got away with. You understand? So now, if they come and they bring this up and they get all this, that they bring it into fruition, all the stuff that he did in his past dealings, and he go down for the sex trafficking, which is only one witness, and it only takes one witness for sex trafficking. It only takes one witness, and we got the one witness. We got Cassie, Odie, and we got all the prostitutes that they paid. And now we got the people that work for him that said,
what about the racketeering?
They paid some of the prostitutes. They didn't know they was prostitutes at first. That's what they say. But they found out that later on that they were prostitutes.
And you was telling me that he hired another lawyer, right?
I think he hired a guy who used to be somebody, I don't know if it was a guy or a girl, lady, but he hired a lawyer that used to be down with the Department of Justice. You understand? I think he had about 10 lawyers already. Listen, save your money, bruh, and take the time and try to come back out and do something with the rest of your life. See what they give you that 5 years. Because I don't care how many lawyers you have, bro. they're not going to lose this case. They're not going to lose this case.
Gene,
and if they do,
Gene don't feel like Diddy gonna lose.
Somebody sabotage this. Because they've already proven the case. They've already proven what they need to prove. That he paid to bring prostitutes across state lines, different states. That's a federal offense. You can't do that. To perform sexual acts, I don't care if it was your girl, your friend, you paying that prostitute to come in there to do that, they proved that. They proved that he used funds from Bad Boy Entertainment to buy drugs, to pay for the prostitutes. They proved the racketeering with the criminal enterprise. Your enterprise, Bad Boy Entertainment, was doing illegal acts and doing.
The little people didn't make it into the federal indictment, Naya. You know what I'm saying? So those are only civil cases. No, the little people are not included in any of the federal prosecutions things they got going.
Illegal things and paying people for it. And paying employees to do your bidding. They proved that, bro. But they got 5 to 6 more weeks for more evidence.
5 to 6 more weeks for more evidence. Y'all know this case is supposed to last for 2 months, man. You know what I'm saying? And also remember, man, we in here from 12 a.m. Central Standard Time until I run out of content or get tired, man. Night Monday through Thursday. So make sure y'all pull up on me tomorrow at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. Even if YouTube don't send you your notification, we'll be right here. Y'all know the trial resumes tomorrow. We'll most definitely be covering it. But as of today, man, that's all I got for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Let me check out this poll. Hurry up and vote on the poll if you haven't voted, because I'm about to end it, y'all. What's up with it? Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a beat, man. Hold on. Let me end the poll. Let me end the poll. All right, so on the poll, you know, I most definitely asked, do y'all think will Diddy walk? Out of 1,300 votes, we got 75% that says no, he will not walk, and 28% that says yes, he will walk. So majority wins. There's a lot of people out there who feel that Diddy will remain locked up. You know what I'm saying? He will spend the rest of his natural born life in the penitentiary, y'all. That's crazy, man. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you rewind this back. We got interviews from Choppa, another interview from Gene Deal. We also got an AI look inside of the courtroom, man. You most definitely want to check that out with Cassie's testimony. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. We'll most definitely be back in the building tomorrow, 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. So even if YouTube don't send you your notification, make sure you pull up on your boy. We will most definitely be here. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, y'all already know what time it is. It's time for me to make my grand exit. I don't think he will be convicted on all charges. I hear you, Jillian. You know what I'm saying? But we back in the building tomorrow. And with that being said, man, y'all stay safe out there. It's a crazy world we living in. Sidewalk Gang, checking out. I see y'all tomorrow at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. Even if YouTube don't send your notification, make sure you pull up. I'm gone.